Good morning, it's Lisa with Lisa Heal Yourself, and today I want to talk about something personal. It is the 10-year anniversary of my mom's passing today. So I woke up, I posted a couple pictures of me and her together, and then I just started crying, just all came out. Like, how can it be 10 years? How has 10 years gone by so quickly? And sometimes it feels like it was just an instant ago that we were laughing and talking, and I was calling her on the phone, and life was great and grand and wonderful, and all the little things, and snuggling up, watching movies together and Christmas shopping together, and we were best friends, and I was an only child, so it was a significant loss. And back then it was when life was still good for me. It was before my illness started. It was before all of the stuff happened. And so when I picture my mom, I picture this was like before. This was like the before life. And these memories start to flood back today. So this is the important part, and this is what relates to you this morning. It's like when we have a powerful emotion or an event. Today, it's the 10th year anniversary of the loss of my mom. A powerful emotion can oversweep us. And we don't turn away from that powerful emotion. If grief is what we're feeling and it comes upon us, we feel it. We feel the sadness. We let it come through us. So it wants to express, and the way it expresses through tears. So we allow the tears. We're not going to cry forever. Now, if we allow them, eventually it's going to run their course. We don't rush it. We don't judge it. We don't try to change it. We allow this grief, maybe the sense of loss, sadness, whatever it is. You feel the full extent of it, right? I felt the full extent of the loss of my dreams, the loss of her never meeting her grandchildren and getting to see them grow up, the loss of those good old days, the loss of my best friend, the loss of somebody who loved me unconditionally, right? The grief that I feel in my heart, the loss, that I need her, that I want to call her, and I just let it all rise and bubble, and I allow my body to do what it wants in that moment. It wants to cry. It wants to feel that loss, and so I don't try to hold it back and push it in and say, no, I'm going to think good things. No, we allow that because the body actually feels good allowing that. It wants to have the full expression. It wants to come through to the other side. So eventually when, your body will stop crying, you will stop crying. You come back down sort of to an even place. And now you have a choice. This is where choice kicks in. I can choose at this point to let my thoughts focus on the loss and the sadness. I can see her death and her face on her deathbed and how she was gaunt and skinny, and I can see all those moments that I needed her and she wasn't there. I can see all the chemo. I can picture have these images in my head. I can choose to focus on thoughts and images and feelings and patterns that don't serve me. Or now that I've felt everything, that just the emotions that want to be felt, I can choose to see her face before she was sick, smiling, laughing. I can choose to remember those good times, those amazing moments. I can choose to relive and relish in one of those moments that make me feel good. Right? And this is where a lot of people go wrong when they have chronic illness. They feel a feeling, but then they get stuck after they've felt the emotion. They get stuck in this, oh, poor me, and we slip into victimhood. So after I cried this morning, after I had that release of emotion that truly was a bubble rising to the top, it needed to be felt, right? It was expressing through me. At the end of that, I could have chose to mope around and slipped into victimhood. Poor me, focusing on the loss, focusing on the bad memories, the sad times, letting it sweep me away. Or I can choose immediately after that to become conscious and aware, like, now I have a choice. And I can get rid of the bad and bring in the good. I can't erase my mom's death, right? I can't erase the loss. I can't erase that it happened. I can't erase that I want her here, that I would have chosen it differently. But I can erase staying in this poor me victimhood mentality. I can erase those bad images of her face when she was dying from my mind, and instead I can replace it with all that she gave me, because there's thousands, tens of thousands of moments that I can replay. I can see her loving face, her laughter. I can remember those times, and I can start to count them off, like, oh, that time we did this, that time we did this. How good did it feel when we were, together and we were Christmas shopping, or we were, putting up the tree together, we were decorating, we were baking, all those amazing memories of, the jokes she would tell, or climbing into her bed and snuggling with her and watching a movie and just having a treat or a hot chocolate and some popcorn together, whatever. I can just replay these memories, and I can focus on all that she gave me instead of all that I lost. And that's a choice. And that's where your power comes in. And so this day is a gift, because it gives me a chance to practice conscious awareness. It gives me a chance to practice that, yeah, it sucks. It's overwhelming. She's been gone for 10 years. How did that happen? And I can let my thoughts slide down and live in the negative, or I can choose to become conscious and say, I have a choice now. When my sadness and grief and a true emotion rises, I can choose to feel it. I can choose to cry. I can choose to remember and love her and let that grief through. And then I can choose what my thoughts are. The beautiful moments, her beautiful face, right? It has to be visual. So I want to use all 5 senses to recreate some beautiful memory with her, using my sense of smell, all the colors and sights and sounds, and what did it sound like and what did it feel like. And I want to create it in my body, because I can help her come back alive that way, right? By thinking that way. So you can do this with anything. You don't have to wait for a big moment, because anything that meets you in the present moment that has a feeling associated with it, an emotion that rises to the top, or a trigger, or something that really affects you emotionally, it's a gift. It's an opportunity to feel your feeling, to let it out, to let the trapped part of it out of your body, and then to become conscious and choose what you want to put in your body, what you want your biology to be. Do you want to, what message are you going to send your cells now into the direction of your life, right? Do I want to focus on the best parts or the worst parts? You want to let go of all the bad and replace it with the good in your mind, right? Good images, visuals, sounds, experiences. Play it, make it come alive. Really get that feeling going. The feeling is the key. I said this in yesterday's video. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. The feeling is the key. What you feel, you attract more of. What you feel, your body eventually. So if I spend the day just focusing on the loss, seeing her face when she was dying, all these things, I'm going to feel worse tomorrow. I'm going to, have worse things in my head. I'm going to feel a different vibration. But if I spend the day focusing on her amazing memories and all the reasons I love her still and everything she gave to me, I'm going to have a different vibration and a different feeling in my body. And that's going to change not only today, but my tomorrow. So this, has been a bit of a personal video. And today's, no different than any other day. It's just it all hits you, 10 years, a decade, wow. And we can focus though on what we've lost, or we can focus on the good that's coming up in the future, the good that was in the past, or we can focus on right here, right now. It's a beautiful winter day. The snow has just fallen. We can allow ourselves to feel the good. There is good. Search for the good. You will find it. No matter how far forward, how far back you have to go sometimes, you can recreate those memories and bring them to life. And it will help. It will help move you forward to your future. So choose to feel the joy. Choose to remember what it felt like. Remember what joy, happiness, love, all that good times, all those good times, remember them. Remember what they felt like. Dream about a future where you can feel that again. And every time you get a chance in the present moment to choose to allow yourself to feel it. It's okay. It's okay to allow yourself to remember joy, to remember love, to remember peace, to remember comfort, to remember the good. We want to remember this feeling and we want to build on it. So as often as you can remember to choose, as often as you become conscious, choose it. Choose the good.